Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, I will be updating you all on my stock market moves. This includes my recent purchases, stocks that I have sold, which is something that I don't normally do. I haven't sold any stocks recently, but for today's video, I will be updating you all on a stock that I recently purchased, which is Tesla stock. And I actually purchased this near all-time highs. And by the way, if you all do enjoy these types of videos where I keep you updated and just sort of have transparency with the stocks that I'm purchasing and the stocks that I'm selling, then please make sure to drop a like on the video, smash that like button. It really does help me out and I really do appreciate it. It's one of those things that just takes a few seconds and it helps me with the YouTube algorithm the more likes that I get, so I really appreciate it. But back onto the main topic, I recently purchased some Tesla stock around the price of $886. I actually just made this purchase just a few minutes ago. So for this video today, I'm going to be keeping you all super up to date on a move that I recently made. It's not going to be like yesterday's video where I updated you on a stock that I purchased like 5 days ago. I'm keeping you all pretty up to date in terms of time as well. So with that, before we jump into Tesla stock and the full purchase price and all of that, I will have to mention today has been a fantastic day for my stock market portfolio. As you can see, we've made about $1,800. And if you look at this little part right here, this is actually incredibly strange. If we go over to Apple stock, there is like a big spike downwards that goes down all the way to minus 4.98%, and then it returns perfectly fine back to normal. But it not only showed up on Apple stock, but it showed up on my portfolio as well. So that was very strange to see that happen because it was just one of those weird events that it doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure if a tiny bit of news came out that affected this. I don't think that's likely because if it was negative news that brought it down that far, it would stay that far down instead of returning back to what it was at. So I'm not sure what went on with Apple stock right here. Maybe it was just a glitch in the stock market, but if it is not, then that was a fantastic opportunity for people that do swing trades and day traders out there. So I just wanted to mention that because that was a little bit strange. But moving on to Tesla stock, we had a fantastic day for this stock today. As you can see, I own 29 shares, including today's most recent stock purchase, and I have an average cost of about $821. The market value is about $26,000, and my cost basis is about $24,000. So for today's return, we had a fantastic day, plus 2.38%. Or plus $597. I'm super happy about that. And then for the total return, we are already at around plus $2,000, which is plus 7.91%. So I'm very happy with how well Tesla has performed for me so far. And just to address today's most recent purchase, I'll go ahead and go down to my purchase history. As you can see, I placed a market buy 12 minutes ago at a price of $885.60. I filled this at 5:11 p.m. today. So as you can see, I purchased near its current price that we have right now. And if we look at the all-time chart or the past year chart, we are pretty much near all-time highs. I believe all-time high is, 917, but it actually went up to like 948 that day. But as you can see today, we are at 885. So I am purchasing this stock at a pretty significant price tag considering that the fair value of this is currently stated by analysts to be at $731. So according to the fair value, I am overpaying for this stock. And with this video, I just want to explain why I am purchasing this stock even past its fair value price and why I'm paying over $100 more than its fair value. So starting off with this explanation, I'm going to start out with the short-term vision and how I think this stock is not only going to grow in the short term, but in the long term as well. Keep in mind that I am a long-term investor. When I buy Tesla stock, I'm buying it to hold for the next 40 years, and I probably won't sell that until retirement. But for those out there that do not want to invest for 40 years, which I think investing long-term is way, way, way better than investing short-term. Short-term is a lot more risky, and I would not recommend it. But as I say in all of these videos, this is not to be considered financial advice. It is simply me sharing my thoughts and opinions about the market and the moves that I'm making. But if we address the short-term events that could cause this stock price to go up even higher in the short term, we need to start talking about Battery Investor Day, where they talk about the battery technology and the research that they've put into improving the batteries, where Tesla can operate on declining cost curves, meaning that the vehicles they are producing now will be cheaper in the future and probably much more efficient as well. So like I said, this means that vehicles will be cheaper to produce in the future, but not only will they be cheaper, thanks to these advancements on battery technology, future vehicle production might experience an increase in battery capacity as well. So not only will Tesla vehicles likely to be cheaper in the future than they are now, but they are also likely going to be able to hold more battery capacity as well. So that is one of the biggest things that Tesla is doing right now, and it's something that investors should keep in mind as well. Tesla is not an automotive company. They are a lithium-ion battery producer, so their core aspect of their company relies on this battery technology. So they know and understand and have done research on the main focal point of what powers an electric vehicle. And for Tesla to have that knowledge, they already have an advantage over all of these other automotive companies that are transitioning from combustion engine ICE vehicles over to electric powered battery vehicles. So with that prioritization on improving the cost of batteries and also improving the efficiency and performance of batteries, we see a huge advantage that Tesla has over all of their competition, such as legacy automakers, which emphasizes that they have an advantage and understand the core technology of this future vehicle category that will eventually take over all of these other ICE vehicles, such as gasoline powered vehicles and combustion engine vehicles. So Tesla understands this core technology more than anyone else, and they've also been able to adapt and produce vehicles with a good design. So the battery technology is a huge advantage that no other legacy automaker will be able to catch up to, in my opinion. I believe there are still no vehicles out there from a competing company that has been able to have the same qualifications as the Tesla Model S, which was released 8 years ago. So no other electric vehicle has still been able to beat that in terms of its performance, its mileage per charge capacity, and stuff like that. So it just proves how far behind all of these other so-called competitors are. So it's important to realize that we have Battery Day coming up soon, and that is either going to happen in, I believe, sometime in June. I feel like it's going to get delayed to July or something like that. But so far, I believe it was supposed to be like mid-June or the third week of June. They've delayed it twice now, I believe. And with that event, just like Autonomy Day, I think it's just going to really propel the company in terms of excitement and how people are excited for the future of Tesla. So with that being said, I think that there could be a stock price increase due to all of this hype after Battery Day as well. Because once people understand the advantages that Tesla has against all of their competitors, and especially considering that Tesla has almost mastered this battery technology to where they even have their own factories. I think there's one in Vermont that produces just their batteries. And considering that they have mastered this technology, a lot of these other electric vehicles, if Tesla chooses to do so, they can sell their batteries to those companies for those vehicles, because there's no way that these other competing companies are going to keep up with competition unless Tesla sells them all of their batteries. So that's the only way that other companies could even have a chance of competing. And as we've seen so far, Tesla likes to prioritize this movement to electric vehicles because they've open sourced all of their patents. Instead of making it extremely difficult for all of these other electric vehicle companies to adapt and come up with the same technology as Tesla, they open sourced the patents, which basically meant that everyone was able to do what Tesla is doing without the restrictions of patents around it. So if Tesla did not do that, then legacy automakers would truly be behind right now. So Tesla is giving their competitors a little bit of leeway, because I do think that Tesla obviously cares about money, but they really care about this transition to renewable energy as well, which is why I believe they're giving other competitors a little bit of leeway in terms of making it not too difficult to adapt. But when it comes to full self-driving technology, which is another huge topic as well, Tesla has a massive data lead where all of their vehicles, everyone that is a Tesla customer and owns a Tesla vehicle, it is recording everything that they are doing right now as they encounter different situations on the road. And when there is a weird situation with autopilot or simply the driver, it will be flagged for data analysts, and then they can correct that and then put it into the data engine, which helps train the neural net. So when it comes to full self-driving, not only do they have a competitive advantage over other electric vehicles, but they also have an advantage over vehicles in completely different sectors, such as like Uber, which is a transportation company right now. And Tesla is on the road to take over that whole industry or that whole aspect of that specific sector in the economy. Because for one thing, Uber has to pay their drivers and those drivers have to have vehicles. But if Tesla were to have this autopilot feature, they could seriously optimize that whole service to where it will be very cheap for Tesla to provide rides, which means a very cheap cost to customers, which means that most customers will transition to the cheaper option. Plus, I know a lot of people that simply don't like to ride in Ubers or taxis because they don't like to interact with the driver. So when you have a full self-driving vehicle and you're just chilling on your own, then a lot of people are going to enjoy that a lot more than having to interact with a driver that they don't know. And of course, when it's cheaper, it's obviously a go-to play. And a big plan about this as well is that this can make money for Tesla vehicle owners also. So for like the first time in history, you can gain passive income from a vehicle that you own. Now, as a person like myself, obviously there's going to be a few people that just don't want to risk getting their vehicle all messed up with random passengers inside of it. So I will personally not be renting my vehicle out, but for a person that really wants to emphasize affordability, optimization, efficiency, and someone that just simply does not have a ton of money to be spending on this vehicle unless they can make some in return, then this could obviously be a good choice for people out there that are willing to give up their vehicle when they don't need it to others that will use it for a ride-sharing service. So with that being said, this is a huge aspect, not only in the short term, but in the long term. Full self-driving is more of a long-term perspective, but battery day is more like a short-term perspective since it's supposed to be coming up this month or sometime this year, very close. And then of course we have other aspects of this stock as well that could greatly increase its value in the future, such as its inclusion in the S&P 500, which I think will have a huge positive effect on this stock in terms of growing in value. So overall, for me in the long term, even at this high price of $885, I feel like in the future I will look back and believe that I made the right decision by purchasing at this price, because in the long term, I'm thinking about this stock in the next 40 years or so. I think it is going to perform well for me. And although, like we all realize, Tesla is a volatile stock, it does go up and down a significant amount of percentage on a consistent basis. But in the long term, we see this general trend of the stock increasing in price. And given all of the plans for the future for Tesla in terms of like the Tesla Semi, the Tesla Cybertruck, the Tesla Roadster, and then of course we may have some sort of Tesla van as well that companies will actually want to purchase. And then of course we have the ever-growing supercharger network that is always going to be a source of income. We have full self-driving, which can be a source of income. Tesla can sell their zero emission credits to other companies. And of course, if it comes down to it, they can also sell their batteries to other electric vehicle companies as well. So in my opinion, this stock still has a lot of progress that can be achieved in the future, which translates to growth for me personally. So I think that this stock will perform very well for me, even when I'm purchasing near the $900 price tag. So I'm honestly very happy with my purchase, and I do think it will do well for me. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts about this stock, and of course update you when I do make a purchase. I feel like it's important to be transparent, especially on this channel. I like to do these types of videos where I can break down aspects of the stock specifically. So I hope you all enjoyed. Please make sure to smash that like button, and if you would like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral links down in the description below. If you sign up with those links, then we'll both get some free stocks, which I think is pretty awesome. It's a nice small amount of passive income. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Stay safe out there.